Hey, 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 it's Momentum Monday. Already, Steve? What happened
Already.
to the week? Was it yesterday Monday? I
It
thought
was
yesterday was
it felt
Monday.
like it. It felt like it.
I actually many people already know my son got licensed this past week. Or this week, I guess. Yeah, this week. And it's been a very interesting journey for myself this week. This month I turned 48, Steve, right?
Mhm.
I look good
Yeah.
for 48, don't
You
I?
look
Woohoo. I know
fantastic
you guys
for
are like,
48.
I don't care, Shannon. Why are you telling me this? But I tell you this because how I feel at 48 is definitely very different than how I felt at 38. So, it's kind of interesting in my life, but I am not an emotional mom, Steve. And when my son got in that car by himself and drove away, man, did the tears just come down. I was like, what the
Um,
heck? And then all of a sudden I thought, 32 years ago, I got my driver's license in the same building that my son just got his license.
oh, wow.
And I'm like, I just gave birth to him, right? Like, what the heck? So, anyway, I know this can resonate with all you guys out there. Time is flying. We are in May. It is May 1st. That's the date we're recording this. You guys will see this on May 4th. Be with you. And
Mhm.
and I'm pumped to keep bringing these to you guys on Monday. Okay, Steve and I are very excited. We also just got done recording the podcast, so make sure you listen to the podcast next week. What days do those drop, Steve?
Every Wednesday, Shan, at 6 a.m.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Eastern.
we had a great topic. Um, we'll just tease it. It's about compliance and real estate media, guys, which I know can sound boring, but I promise we made it fun. Okay, so make sure you definitely listen to the podcast, and you can listen to that podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Is that an easy enough answer
It
for that?
is.
Okay, yeah, go
Check it
to
out on our YouTube channel as well.
yeah, YouTube, Spotify, whatever. And again, if you have topics for the podcast or for Momentum Mondays, please put those in the comments and we will ensure to get those topics on the list. And we're going to start bringing you guys quite a few guests on the podcast. So, all right, without further ado, because we don't want these to be too long, Steve, right? We want them to be in the car listening in the morning, maybe, or in the afternoon and saying, "Ooh, I can implement that tomorrow." That's the goal of Momentum Mondays, right?
Short, digestible chunks that you guys can implement in your business today.
There we go. All right. Well, we're going to kind of lean off the podcast for this Momentum Monday. Okay. And what we mean by that is educating your clients, okay, will bring value to them. And when that happens, those clients become loyal and become raving fans. Right, Steve?
They do. They absolutely do. You become someone that they can trust, right? So by being the expert in something and by educating them as such, you are their partner now.
Exactly. And don't we all want partners more than customers?
Absolutely.
Even
Absolutely.
clients, right? You want a partner. Think about WOW as my media partner in my listings, right? They help me get these things to shine and attract attention. So, on that note, our big tip today is really creating this educational piece that you could go deliver at a brokerage meeting, um, even maybe if you're doing something extra special for the brokerage and you get 10 minutes on the stage, you can kind of do a few of these light things. But what we're really talking about is just creating a class to go teach to bring clients into your business. Okay. Now, some of you might think, oh my gosh, I can't get in front of a room of agents. I can't do that. Well, we get it. Is there somebody in your business that can? Is there another partner you know that's really good at a topic that you want to deliver? Let that person teach it. Right,
Yeah.
Steve?
Or if there's another format, what if you don't feel comfortable getting up and speaking in front of their office, but you feel comfortable sitting in front of your computer like Shannon and I are doing right now? Can you have a webinar? Can you, you know, ideally something that's not necessarily pre-recorded? We like it to be live. I think that
Yeah.
that's going to go a much longer way, but
Yeah.
you feel comfortable talking to people via Zoom or any other platform.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be always right in person, and it can fit with your desire and skill set of how you want to deliver some media. Okay. So there are some great topics for these guys. I mean, you could essentially, I always go, this is a go to one I always use is the top 5 ways to reuse your listing content to bring leads in, right? Because a
Everybody
lot of times these agents get caught like, oh, I got all the listing media. It's just for that, and they never go back and use that content for anything, okay? And these are easy. Google the top 5 ways to reuse listing media, guys, and most of the answers are gonna come up. Try to make it a little original, put your own little thoughts on it. But this could be a quick 30-minute session that you could lead with at a meeting and then get those clients. But there's something super important to not do when you're doing this, Steve, and what is that?
It is very important that this does not become a sales pitch. This is not a sales pitch. The last thing that you want is for them to feel like they got stuck in a sales seminar for like a timeshare or something like that. This needs to be about education. This needs to be about you providing value to them and not, this is not the time to upsell. This is not a time to push your business. It is just a time to educate. And
Yeah,
with that, you become their trusted partner and the business will come. The business
100%.
will come. Yeah,
100%, but there's nothing wrong with having a call to action at the end,
for
guys.
sure.
Your thank you slide should be a QR code to your booking page and say, "Hey guys, if you loved spending time with me today, I'd love to have an opportunity to shoot your next listing. Here's my order page. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions." Done,
As
right?
simple as that. Yeah.
And guess what's going to happen? What are they going to do? What are those agents going to do when you say that? When you say, "Let me know if you have any questions?"
They're
They're going
going
to
to
ask
ask
questions.
questions.
I've never been in a room of agents where I've had a vendor who, when they said, "Hey, do you guys have any questions?" They start asking them questions about their business. And then that gives you the open door to then talk about what you do. Right. So just that model should be educate, teach, quick call to action at the end. Thank you so much for allowing me to spend this time with you guys today. I really learned from you, and I love that you get an opportunity to learn from me. Oh, if you want to place your next listing with us or you already use us, here's a quick QR code to our business, right? Our booking page. So that is the easy format there. Other classes, guys, how to market correctly on social media, right? Give them some ways to make one open house 10 pieces of content and how to utilize that market on social media. Or maybe just the do's and don'ts of social media, or even compliance. Compliance is our big topic for the podcast. You can look up and get all the rules from the MLSs and boards and actually educate them on compliance, because I promise you, brokerages and brokers are not spending time on that. They're spending time making sure those agents can write purchase contracts and listing agreements, right? And keep staying out of real estate jail. Okay. So from that section, you guys can help and say, oh, hey, did you know you'd be out of compliant if you remove those lines? We're happy to do it. We just want you aware, right? So
Yeah.
those are some great topics. I also love some of the out of the box topics that maybe you could do, right? Maybe you have a person at your office that is just a great salesperson and they could come and teach some sales lead generation skills, right? So it doesn't always have to be about the media. It just needs to be a topic that engages agents.
And what is a guaranteed way to get agents to come to your class? By turning it into CE or continued education, right?
That's the next higher level, right, Steve? Because
Absolutely.
us agents want to go take free CE. We love it. We love that free CE. We got to get 30 hours in every 3 years. Give them an opportunity. And so, how do they do that, Steve? How would they even begin to make a class a CE?
So it's going to be different for each state, but you essentially have to submit your class room material to the board to get it certified as being able to be offered as CE. the great thing about that is, um, you spend the time to do that. Not only does it kind of make you truly the expert then, I guarantee you'll learn something while you're doing that, but that now becomes a way to take the show on the road because
Yes.
that you get it certified one time and you can offer that to several different brokerages.
You could
Um,
even have your own. You could maybe partner with a board if they've got a training space. Like in Dayton, they have a beautiful training rooms that we could use. We could actually offer that class there and say, hey, we're giving a 1 hour free CE for this topic. Come on in and enjoy the day. And that's a great way to meet a lot of people. So if you're comfortable teaching that class in a room full of people, then make that room bigger and invite more people to see your message, right?
that's right. Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it. We're approaching like I think like almost 11, 12 minutes. So we're gonna stop. And that's just because I like to talk a lot. Unfortunately, you guys know that. So educate equals value equals raving fans, guys. Give these agents value and you will become their partner, not just the media guy that I use. Okay. Steve, anything else you have for the week for these guys?
No, that was it. It was great seeing you, Shannon.
Yeah, you too. Everybody have a great week and we'll see you next Monday.